Welcome to your Barbados Today Evening News Update for Tuesday, July 28th. Barbadians are bracing for heavy showers this evening as potential tropical cyclone 9 affects the island. Just after 6 p.m., the Barbados Meteorological Office issued a flash warning for the island, which will expire at 6 a.m. on Wednesday. Acting Director of the Met Office, Sabu Best, says there's no need to panic, but he has advised residents, especially those living in flood-prone areas, to remain vigilant.
This system is rather elongated, like I said. It doesn't have a well-defined center. There's some difficulty in trying to forecast where it might actually develop its fixed center, or where it will consolidate its actually elongated circulation into a fixed center. That's been proven quite difficult, as it's still elongated to this time. Once it does consolidate its center, then the potential or the ability for it to intensify will significantly improve. Now, to what to expect, again, the winds are going to be well north of us. There might be still occasional gusts with the showers and thunderstorms. The gusts could probably reach close to storm force, but is expected to be just under. Some showers may just be heavy with little or no wind. So there's going to be a lot of variability in there. But the main concern, to be honest, is the moderate to heavy showers that we are expecting through the course of the night. In terms of any localized flooding. So the best advice we can give out right now is that if you know you live in the flood-prone areas, just be vigilant through the course of the night and early into tomorrow.
At the same time, Acting Director of the Department of Emergency Management, Kerry Hines, urged Barbadians to keep monitoring the system while assuring that all response agencies will be activated if necessary.
Be assured that we too are monitoring the situation. We are in constant contact with the Barbados Meteorological Service, as well as all the response agencies, and we will activate the system if needs be. Continue to monitor the media. Please be vigilant, and please exercise caution. You can also visit our website, our social media pages for any additional information and any updates.
In other news this Tuesday, MPs paid their respects to former Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Owen Arthur, with a moment of silence at the start of today's session of Parliament. Arthur, one of the island's longest-serving parliamentarians, died on Monday at the age of 70. Just ahead of the sit-in, MPs Wilfred Abrams and Edmund Hinkson described the country's fifth leader as an outstanding man.
Mr. Arthur was one to offer assistance always. He was quick with advice. He used to share from his vast knowledge and try to help young candidates, help young politicians. Mr. Arthur had advice for everybody. I admire him because, like me, he believed firmly in regional integration. He believed in the CCJ, and these are my passions as well. Now, many great people are condensed into one catchphrase, right? So Martin Luther King, I had a dream. Everybody knows I had a dream belonged to Martin Luther King. Well, Owen Arthur had one too. It was face it and fix it. He once said to me about something, Abrams, if you run from a problem, when you stop running, the problem is still going to be there. Face it and fix it. And that was the mantra he had for all of us as candidates. He had for us in the Barbados Labour Party. Don't run from issues, no matter how big it is. Just face it and fix it.
When he left office, unemployment was down 6.7%, the lowest it had ever been, as I continuously say, since the abolition of slavery. And a tremendous economist and teacher. I used to enjoy being in his presence in the LP forum, and a fantastic and irreplaceable loss to this country and region. Even at the end, as we all know, he was working in terms of causes with LIAC as chairman and trying to bring about resolution a few months ago in terms of the Guyana elections.
The House then got down to the day's business, and Attorney General Dale Marshall led off debate on a resolution of the Public Service General Order. He told the House that some 183 public officers are working in posts created by the former Democratic Labour Party administration that breached public service rules. He, however, assured that affected officers will not lose their jobs.
Between 2009 and May of 2018, some 328 posts were created by the last administration all of which are yet to be established. 328, sir. Between 2009 and May of 2018, 328 posts were created, all of which are yet to be established. And of those posts, 183, that's the right number, are over 6 years old and therefore are being occupied by individuals in breach of the statute. So we are here today, sir, to put wrong things right for those people. 183 individuals, sir, are sitting in posts today that have no standing in law to exist. And that is what we are fixing, to give those people an opportunity now to be appointed, because those posts are today being established.
Opposition leader Bishop Joseph Atherley, however, took issue with the treatment of public servants by governments past and present. He warned that people's lives should not be played with. Chiding the AG for his contribution on the resolution, Atherley stressed that government must lead by example.
Government, in my view, Mr. Speaker, ought to be the model employer and must set the standards. And there's so much wrong out there in the world of employer-employee relationships in the private sector world. There's so much that is wrong and that needs to be corrected. And we're working on some of them, and slowly, yes. But if government can't provide the model, the standards, and a properly functioning regulatory framework, then we're lost.
To sports, England won the first cricket series in 4 months when it defeated the West Indies in the deciding third test by 269 runs on the last day on Tuesday at Old Trafford. England snatched the Biosecure Series 2-1 despite losing the first test by 113 runs in Southampton. The Windies, resuming the fifth and last day on 10 for 2, had a tall order to bat out the day to reach the winning target of 399. They were all out for 129 runs.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news now, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley cautioned his political opponent Kamala Persad-Bissessor of the United National Congress in Trinidad and Tobago to stay clear of using the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic as a political tool to undermine government's efforts to fight the virus. More in this report from TTT News.
As he addressed supporters in the Southland political leader of the People's National Movement, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley reminded them that they were not immune to the COVID threats in the East-West corridor.
I see very few people in the South wearing masks. I see the leader of the opposition who is from the South. I've never seen her with a mask on, to indicate to the population that this is what the country should be doing, and by your own leadership, demonstrate to them that this is what we should be doing. No.
He said the UNC political leader should be setting an example instead of encouraging constituents to copy the behavior of countries like the USA, where wearing or not wearing a mask has become symbolic of identifying as a Democrat or a Republican. Dr. Rowley said COVID-19 is no respecter of political persuasion.
And if it gets the better of us in this country, it's going to deal with all of us with equal injustice.
On the international scene, the former Malaysian Prime Minister was found guilty today on 7 corruption charges in his first trial linked to a multi-billion-dollar scandal at a state-fund Malaysia Development Berhad. More from Libby Hogan of Reuters Television.
The landmark case has been widely seen as a test for the country's efforts to stamp out corruption. He arrived at court to supporters shouting "Long live Najib" and was flanked by top leaders of his party. The 7 charges included criminal breach of trust, money laundering and abuse of power for allegedly illegally receiving nearly $10 million from former 1MDB unit SDC International. He pleaded not guilty. Each of the charges carry hefty fines and jail terms of up to 15 or 20 years. Najib's lawyers are seeking a delay in sentencing, and he has said he would appeal any decision at the federal court. But that's not all. The former Prime Minister, who was voted out in a historic 2018 election, also faces multiple criminal charges over allegations that $4.5 billion was stolen from 1MDB and $1 billion made its way into his personal accounts. Allegations of corruption have hung over Najib for more than 5 years, but the criminal charges came only after his defeat in the 2018 election, when his successor, Mahathir Mohamad, reopened investigations.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.